Hi there, welcome to Nonsense Whisky. My name's VinPF, and on today's episode we're covering something that was voted for on my Twitter feed. If you don't follow me on Twitter, my username is @NNWhisky, and every now and again I will chuck out a poll if I'm not sure what I want to do next, and this one was voted only just a little hair ahead of the other ones, but that is this. As you might have seen in the title already, the Compass Box Blended No Name. So I have covered our Compass Box before. It's actually a really long time ago. I'll pop a link to it just here, but it was my 25th review, and I don't think it was very good, to be honest, but that's the ability of hindsight. Moving on to this one itself, it's a limited edition. Unfortunately, it's sold out now, and it was sold for about £100 in the UK and conversion around the world. There was something like 15,000 bottles made. It was released alongside the Phenomenology. And this one's called the No Name. They've called it No Name because they wanted the whiskey to speak for itself. They didn't want to give it a fancy name and make people think about it ahead of time. But it's a non-chill filtered, natural coloured, 48.9%, all good things. It's supposed to be one of their peatiest ever ones. So they have the Peat Monster, and this is supposed to be their kind of peatiest entry. It's a bit of a funny one, Compass Box, because if you do your digging, and you don't even have to dig that hard, you go straight on their website, they provide all the information you could possibly want about their whiskies. So they've provided the entire breakdown of this blend pretty much. They don't say the actual distillery, but they may as well. So for example, they say the largest proportion of this is the Pier Road Distillery on Islay. Well, that's the Ardbeg distillery. That's just Ardbeg. They also have the Port Askeig distillery. There is a Port Askeig brand, but there isn't actually a distillery in Port Askeig. That's the Caol Ila distillery. And then they say the Highland distillery in the village or town of Brura. Well, that's Clynlish. So that gives you an idea about what's in this thing. But I think kind of half the fun is not knowing, I guess, a little bit. But like I said, the interesting thing about Compass Box is they're not shy about their details. Every bottle they've got, they'll detail on the website, and if they haven't got a detail on the website, you can email them and they'll reply to you with the exact information you want, with or without the proviso that you don't sort of pass it on. Fair game, I think. There's a lot of secrets going on in the whiskey industry at the moment, and it's refreshing to see a company that are interested in just letting everyone know what they're doing and just holding back on those secrets a little bit, you know, letting everyone know what's going on. Let's go into the dram and see if it's really any good, because £100 is way above my usual price bracket. I like to try fancy things every now and again. This came as part of one of my samples from the dram team, so luckily I get to try things like this because of that subscription service that I pay for. Let's go into the nose and see where we're at. So with it being Ardbeg and Caol Ila mixed in together for the vast majority of this thing, it's obviously peated. And quite heavily so as well, I think. I mean, if you're not a fan of peat in any way, shape or form, straight away the nose is going to put you off. But for me, it's, well, Ardbeg and Caol Ila are my two favourite distilleries. That's a bit of a lie, to be fair, because Lagavulin as well. Those three are my favourites on Islay. But the mixture of Ardbeg and Caol Ila are just, oh, so evident on that. But there's even a little bit of sherry note in there, a bit of sweetness. It's not ashy. There's a kind of ever so slight medicinal on the back end of it as well. But you've got to dig deep for that, I think. Let's try a little bit. It's kind of, it's kind of a mixture of different kinds of events going on when you drink it. When you first drink it, this is kind of weird sensation of weakness to it. Like wateriness, I guess, is probably a better way of saying it. But that kind of dissipates really quickly. You get all this nice sweetness come across the tongue, and then when you swallow, you get a little waft of ash. Not a lot, it's not ashy, just a little waft of ash. But the rest of it's just warming all the way down. I'm still feeling it right now after that. It's quite a pleasant whiskey. The age, I'm not sure about the age of it. They could be from all different kinds of stocks, but that's kind of the point. It's obviously going to be at least 3 years, but they've blended it in such a way that it shouldn't matter what age it is. That said, obviously £100 is a lot to ask. I think they've bottled that at the right ABV as well. Yeah. I mean, for me, I pretty much love that. That's really good. But I missed the bottle of it because it's £100. Straight away it puts me off. I know I need to try before I buy. Now I've tried, I can't buy because it's already sold out. Such is life of the whiskey world and the limited editions. Thankfully, I'm still working my way through the core expressions of a lot of distilleries in the world. So I haven't run out of stuff to try yet. So I don't need to rush out and get things like this when they release. But if you manage to get a bottle, I know for a fact that I think the only other people on YouTube that have done this are the Scotch Test Dummies celebrating their 400 episodes. They actually did get a whole bottle of it. So I implore you to go and check out their video. I'll put a link to that just up here as well. But that really is my quick overview of the Compass Box No Name. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch more content just like this. If you're watching on day of release, I've got a live stream coming up tomorrow, and I'll be doing the Tin Cup on Thursday. Thanks for watching.